Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I've been getting a lot of great feedback about some of my history lessons. And although I know all these facts off the top of my head, I wrote them down because if I do them off the top of my head, I'll miss one or two of them. It's always more powerful, but I want to do it. The War of 1812, some fun facts. It actually lasted 3 years, but it's still called the War of 1812. We could have conquered Canada if we had competent generals, but we didn't. Also, they thought the Canadians would join us. Nope, they fought back. And not only that, the Canadians celebrate all their wins against us during the War of 1812 in big fashion, national holiday-like. Isn't that funny? Thomas Jefferson said all we would have to do is march on Canada. He was wrong. The Battle of New Orleans that made Andrew Jackson president happened after the Treaty of Ghent, which settled the war. In other words, the battle. And Pakenham, the general, was shot and killed during that battle. Jackson lost only 13 men. The British, 2,000. They burned Washington in 1813 out of revenge because we burnt York's parliament. It's now Toronto. And you ready for this? The night they burnt it, a gigantic thunderstorm and tornado hit Washington. So the city's burning, and here comes, I think that's kind of like a divine providence. Thunderstorm, drenching rain, tornado. The British soldiers were scared poopless. They were like, what the hell's going on here? Y'all know the famous story that Dolly Madison, one of the last ones to leave, cut out the portrait by Gilbert Stuart of George Washington so it didn't get taken. And the dinner table was set and the food was warm when the British soldiers got to the White House. They ate the food and did a toast to President Madison, who was also one of the last people to leave on horseback. Secretary of War and Secretary of State, James Monroe, was riding his horse around all over the place trying to do what he could do. Crazy. It was the first time a president, Madison, asked for a declaration of war based primarily on the impressment or taking of American and British sailors off American ships. The settlement was just completely back to the pre-war. They actually pitched this. They said, hey, let's just go back to where everything was before the war. And that was the treaty. The British soldiers that came here and fought actually beat Napoleon under Duke of Wellington. They wanted Wellington to come here. Wellington said, hell no. He supported the American cause. We got the Star-Spangled Banner out of it to a British drinking song, and Uncle Sam. The Uncle Sam that you saw came out of that. Far more soldiers died of disease than bullets. New England almost seceded from the Union. They called this convention in Hartford. Almost seceded. And last but not least, you cannot make this up. In a famous naval battle, Captain James Lawrence on the Chesapeake was lying dying. And his dying words were, don't give up the ship. A little while later, they gave up the ship. Oliver Hazard Perry put don't give up the ship, his friend's dying words, on a flag. They became the United States Navy slogan. But how funny is it? The captain who uttered those words, don't give up the ship. They gave up the ship. Some fun facts from 1812. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Next week, you get fun facts from the Mexican-American War.